Welcome back, beautiful people, to our TemTem Spotlight, the series where we take a close look at each individual TemTem and check its competitive viability. As I mentioned before, the series will get updated as the game progresses and leaves early access. If you're excited for the series and want to show some support, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. The format is as follows. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Today, we're covering Tuvine, the evolution of that bird you get in the beginning of the game. Now, if you were like me, you probably kept the bird around for a while thinking it will evolve and become good, just for you to discover it never does until the very end of the game, where you have no way to progress the story. Despite that, I really like Tuvine for its great design, and I'm excited to talk about this TemTem. Regarding Tuvine's stats, it actually has the best defensive stat in the game so far, with an above average attack stat. This TemTem is what you're probably looking at when you think of bulky offense. Paired with wing and crystal typing, this TemTem is just really good. When you look at Tuvine's move pool, you see a lot of potential. You can go down the route of a wall breaker, having access to moves like Feather Gatling, Humiliating Slap, and Crystal Plume Gatling. You can go down the route of bulky offense, utilizing Diamond Fort with a bunch of strong attacks. All around, as the game expands and more content is added, I do expect this bird to be prevalent in the meta for a while. Alright, so now we're on to some move sets. The first set we have here is the bulky offense set. Now you're probably looking at the TVs and thinking, what? But with these amount of TVs, this allows Tuvine to survive 2 hits by a maxed out special attack Oshiara. Since Aquatic Whirlwind, Oshiara's hardest hitting water move, has a hold of 1, Oshiara is forced to use another water move, which doesn't knock out Tuvine. Additionally, if Tuvine holds the Ice Cube, a maxed out Meteor Swarm by an Onihir doesn't even do half to Tuvine, and still lives by Meteor Swarm even if Onihir has +2. Now this set can have a few changes. You can replace Humiliating Slap with Noxious Bomb if you want more coverage, but it depends on how your team composition is built. Feather Gatling is Tuvine's strongest wind technique, and Crystal Plume Gatling is Tuvine's strongest crystal technique. And since the idea of this set is bulky offense, Diamond Fort allows Tuvine to become even more bulky. The next set is very similar. The only difference is instead of any TVs and special defense, it all goes into HP. Essentially the idea is the same, but you rely heavily on Tuvine's natural bulk to survive. You can replace Noxious Bomb or Humiliating Slap with Diamond Fort if you want to be a bit more bulky. For instance, if you manage to pull off Diamond Fort, you can survive 2 hits by a maxed attack Scunch at full. But if you're a cynic like me, you'll probably think it's unlikely you'll live long enough to pull off Diamond Fort. You could alternatively run a more hyper offense build as I laid out on the screen. The TVs and speed is just enough for you to outspeed Gialis if you manage to get a +1 in speed, which can be pulled off by using turbo choreography. The underlying issue is that nothing really 2-hit KOs Gialis at full by Tuvine, so Tuvine isn't necessarily a check to Gialis, and Gialis kind of just beats Tuvine. I haven't mentioned the trait yet, but Determined is the way you want to go. Receptive has no benefit due to the lack of beneficial statuses in the game so far, so I would definitely go down the route of using Determined. As for the gear, the beauty of it is that Tuvine is so bulky, even without the Ice Cube, it can still take a Magma Storm and bite Onihir without it being a 2-hit KO. So you have so many other options such as Grease Gear, Umbrella Gear, Hand Fan Gear, Pansun Gear, Talisman Gear, Energy Drink Gear, and Sweatband Gear. There are so many other potential sets we can cover, but then we'd be here forever, so I'll just leave it there. Honestly, some glaring weaknesses this TemTem has is its lack of speed. Due to its lackluster speed stat being at 65, it's outsped by most, if not all, its threats, but its high defensive stat makes up for it. Sadly, Tuvine doesn't have a low special defense, so typically you're looking at special hitters like Ukama, Oshiara, and a few others who pose a threat. However, the biggest threat is Gialis, who still 2-hit KOs Tuvine with Haito Uchi. Therefore, we're looking at TemTem that can either aid in doing additional damage, i.e. hyper offense, or a more support or balance team. Obviously, Kinu is going to be my answer almost always, so just assume Kinu will probably always be listed throughout these spotlights. But really, I'm looking at water and nature TemTem. I like Saku a lot if you're looking at a more balanced or controlled team, but for bulky offense, I would say TemTem that do some damage and cover some of Tuvine's weaknesses, such as Meeks, Nestla, and a few others. So my final thoughts about this TemTem is yes. Everything from the design to just how the TemTem works, I absolutely love. I'm a huge fan of bulky offense, and yes, this TemTem isn't just bulky offense, and that's its beauty. But I like bulky offense, and that's what I think about when I see this TemTem. But for the most part, it works in almost any team, and it's really, really good, so I'm really happy with it. Thank you for watching today's TemTem Spotlight. I plan to upload a new Spotlight every single day, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you'd want, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. It goes a long way to supporting this channel. Comment down below what other videos you'd like to see, but above all else, make sure you stay toasty.